This is a winter weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.
Welcome back. We're now in the midst of this major winter storm, and it's not slowing down anytime soon.
So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist George Lessons with the very latest on that forecast. And George, it seems like things are really picking up now. What's happening?
Yeah, we were a little nervous here in the weather team earlier today because we said the snow would start this afternoon, and it took a while to start, and it went from looking pretty good to now it's just kind of awful out there. Visibility is down to around a quarter of a mile in many locations, near zero over in Howell in the eastern lower Michigan, and it has made everything white and hard to see across the region, especially out at the airport here in Grand Rapids, where wind gusts are 29 miles per hour out of the east with quarter-mile visibility. 33 degrees. Some of the snow is melting, but not very quickly, gusting to 32 with half-mile visibility over in Muskegon. Those reports are out at the airport. 33 with a gust to 25 from the West Michigan Regional Airport. Downtown Holland looking wet on the roadways and the sidewalks due to the snow melt system looking good. Saturday at 7 p.m. is when the winter storm warning is expected to expire. Notice to the northeast and over in northeast Wisconsin, where the wind coming in off the Great Lakes, they have blizzard warnings there, but not for us. But this is all part of that major winter weather system that is bringing major storm severity impacts. We're on a category 4 out of 5 here all across Kent, Ottawa, and most of Muskegon counties. Temperatures are right around and a couple of degrees above freezing. The good news is that's helped out keeping most of the major roadways just wet right now, but temperatures are going to drop like a rock. Wind chill readings are right now in the low 20s, but once the cold air starts to arrive, we will see sub-zero wind chills starting late this weekend. We'll take a closer look at how much snow we're expecting tonight and over the weekend in just a few minutes. I've had to put the hood up over the hat because it started to be wind whipped snow out here on the weather deck, and everything is white and covered with snow, at least a couple of inches so far, and a lot more on the way. 13 weather ball tonight is blinking bright. We have wind and snow in sight. It's also blue. Now we've got colder weather in view.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by LaFontaine Ford Grand Rapids.
Winter weather impacts still in the high category because of the blowing snow. We've added that to our list of things. Very high impacts for low visibility. Travel impacts, we're already seeing that as well. And power outages continue on the upswing. Now 8,244 customers in the consumer power energy area, with 117 outages. All of those are starting to go up here this evening due to the winds. We have winter storm warning that remains in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. It'll transition from a system snow, which is what we have right now with the winds, to lake effect snow later on this weekend. It's all part of a large storm system that's coming up through northwestern Indiana right now, heading to Lansing later on tonight. The winds will shift around and eventually turn to the west by daybreak, but we might get a little bit of the winds dying down after about 3 a.m. and then coming right back up tomorrow. There's the storm track right now, and we'll be on all snow with this as it moves to the northeast. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, already up over Lake Huron. Transitions to a lake effect event. Some of the bitterly cold air coming in from the west and going downwind over all of the Great Lakes. There's going to be lake effect snow downwind in the upper peninsula, west of Michigan, also in New York State and northwestern Pennsylvania, and several more waves will come through. So on and off lake effect snow most of the week. Then we have a chance of some system snow Thursday night through Friday morning. And then finally, by the end of next week, we start to see a moderation in the weather pattern as that polar vortex continues to slide out of the region. And eventually we may see temperatures up close to freezing again, but that'll be about 10 days from now. Between now and daybreak, up to 7+ inches is possible. We've already had 2 or 3, so another 3 to 4 inches on top of what we've already had. By the time the weekend is done, many areas seeing 12, 13 inches plus. And over the next several days, with the lake effect snow, we could see up to 2 feet in some locations. We might find portions of Allegan and Van Buren counties next spring when all of that snow starts to melt. It's definitely going to be snowy. Long range outlook, this is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the 18th through the 22nd. We've shown this a few times. Cold temperatures holding on, but wait till you see that 8 to 14 day at 6 o'clock. And the outlook for precipitation, storm track starts to move away from us, so we have a higher chance for less system snows coming through. through the area through the 22nd. Forecast then for tonight, we have that winter storm warning that fills in there for all of West Michigan at the lakeshore, dropping below freezing here in the next hour or two. Roads are going to get a lot more difficult to travel, mid-20s there with some heavy snow. A little bit windier all evening long north into the low and mid-20s, so slick roads. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, overnight lows down into the mid-20s. Don't travel if you don't have to. 13 on your side forecast. On the winter storm severity index there, we're in the category 4 or major impacts tonight and tomorrow. Minimum impacts 2 out of 5. Then for Sunday all the way through Tuesday. System snow Thursday night into Friday. Back to minimum impacts. Next weekend, some lake effect snow showers, but at least we might see a little bit of sunshine by then. And then by the following Monday, may actually start to see some improvement in the weather pattern. So yeah, good 10 days of nothing but winter.
Yeah, we just have to wait 10 days to see the sunshine again.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
All right, everyone, make sure to take your vitamin D supplement pills. Thanks so much, George.
Well, you know, you have a live weathercast when we're out on the weather deck and it's doing what Mother Nature does. Yeah, we're out here 365 days a year, plus or minus whenever there's lightning. That's not happening tonight. Just a lot of snow and wind. 13 weather ball blinking bright for the snow and wind overnight tonight. It's also blue. Now we've got much cooler weather in view.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by LaFontaine Ford Grand Rapids.
Well, even though there's a near blizzard going on, you gotta walk the dog. I believe this is Chulo. Hopefully I got that correct. And Rhonda, going to give you the red paw this evening. Yeah, it's not great. Hopefully we don't lose Chula in the snow. In the morning, a little bit better. Winds will still be a factor, but temperatures will be below freezing, a little bit slippery out there. We bring you our ski report. Cannonsburg plans to open on January 20th. A lot of folks getting new snow. These will increase because these readings were done earlier today. A couple of inches at Mount Brighton, about 8 inches up at Shush Mountain, some of that being man-made snow. A lot of good base now thanks to Mother Nature finally cooperating, and with bitter cold temperatures next week, we will see a lot of man-made snow as well. Consumer energy power outage map still climbing. Last check about 10 minutes ago, almost 10,000 folks without power, and all of those are pretty much going up, with Kent County leading the way at 2,500 outages. A lot of snow across the area. The darker areas where it's snowing heavier down here in Allegan County, coming up from the south down into Van Buren County as well. So low visibilities all night long as that low pressure system moving out of northwestern Indiana comes a little bit further west, now maybe just west of Lansing, but we're still going to be all snow here overnight tonight. Here it goes, heading up into the Thumb area by tomorrow morning. To the south, there might be some drips of rain for a bit, but mostly all snow. That's not going to have any impact on how you travel here tonight. Then it transitions from snow to lake effect snow, and you can see where the heavier snow bands, it'll shift more to the west and southwest, coming up into the greater Grand Rapids area tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and the lake effect snow continues on into next week as well. This is how much snow is expected to fall through tomorrow morning. We've already had about 3 inches so far, so another at least 4+ inches is likely. Another inch or 2 during the day on Saturday, and the snow just continues to come down up to a foot plus in many locations by Sunday afternoon, and the snow continues to come in off of Lake Michigan. One more system snow next week. We could see 2 feet of snow in many areas by the time we get into next weekend. Long range outlook, we teased this earlier. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook, just beyond our 10-day outlook. Cold air retreats back into Canada, kind of lingers in the southeast. We have an equal chance of warmer or colder temperatures with warm weather returning out west. In terms of storm track, that is going to stay down to our south, so fewer system snows coming through from the 20th through the 26th. Forecast then for tonight at the lakeshore, lots of snow, not real windy. Temperatures below freezing into the mid-20s, so once temperatures get down to 31, 30, road conditions are just going to get terrible. Low and mid-20s north, a little bit windier here most of the night as that storm exits to the east. Here in the greater Grand Rapids area, we have an east wind that will start to come down a little bit late tonight. Overnight lows below freezing in the mid-20s. 13 on your side forecast. On the winter severity index, we're at a category 4 tomorrow, dropping to a 2 on Sunday there in yellow. That'll last through at least Tuesday with lots of lake effect snow. Look at what's going on Mid-20s on Saturday for highs, and then dropping through the teens for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We may recover into the 20s, upper teens through next Friday. Lake effect snow starts to wind down a little bit next weekend, and by the end of that 10-day forecast, we actually might be closer to freezing once again. I'm freezing out here on the weather deck.
I was going to say, he's probably cold.
It looks cold out there. We appreciate that you're braving the snow outside, George. And after 10 days of this, it looks like we get that little reward of sunshine, hopefully.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully that stays. Thanks so much, George.
Already 3 to 4 inches of snow has fallen here in the greater Grand Rapids area, pretty much since about 1:30 this afternoon. So that's a snowfall rates of almost an inch per hour, and that will continue throughout the evening. 13 weather ball is blinking bright. We have lots of system snow in sight, transitioning to lake effect snow tomorrow. It's also blue, much colder weather in view.
The 13 on your side weather ball, sponsored by LaFontaine Ford Grand Rapids.
And we saw temperatures today only in the low and mid 30s before the snow came in, and 34 here in Grand Rapids matched our forecast high. That is a bullseye here on your Friday. We've been within our target range 11 days in a row. Lots of blue on the radar right now. That means snow here in West Michigan. The darker blue is where the heavier snow is falling, including out here on the weather deck. Some heavy snow in eastern Ottawa County, also in portions of Allegan and Van Buren counties, and over toward the Battle Creek and Jackson area. It's all coming up from the south with that storm system. It was very well forecast, maybe a little bit farther west than we would have liked, but we're still staying in the snow all evening long. It may start to wind down a little bit around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then the winds will start to whip up and push in from the west, bringing in colder air with lake effect. Storm system coming up right overhead and then heading up over Lake Huron later on tonight and tomorrow morning. Notice the winds shifting from the east and to the south northwest. Look at where the heavy snow bands are going to be coming onshore tomorrow morning from Holland down through Allegan County, and then they kind of shift a little bit more to the west-southwest on Saturday afternoon, and then it comes up into the greater Grand Rapids area, south end of the county. Could pick up 3 or 4 or 5 inches just Saturday night into Sunday morning. And this is all lake effect, and the lake effect continues Sunday as well. There's going to be up to a foot or more of snow to have to be shoveled and plowed by the time we get into the end of the weekend. And the lake effect continues not only Sunday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well. Looks like the peak of the blizzard conditions, that's in the orange, will be right around the Big Rapids here at 7 o'clock this evening. The winds start to come up, but the visibility stay low. Winds not quite to blizzard criteria. That's in the red here at daybreak along the lakeshore from Holland down through South Haven, and then everyone sees winds back up around 35 to 40 tomorrow, but the snow won't be falling as heavily, so we don't reach those blizzard conditions in the orange. A little bit better conditions by the end of the day on Saturday. As far as snowfall, this is how much more snow we will have starting right now through Saturday evening. Another 3 to 5 inches northward on top of already what we have had, and this is all the way through Sunday, an additional 6 to 7 on top of what we have already had. So yeah, a lot of snow coming our way, and that will continue next week with lots of snow, maybe up to 2 feet in some locations, especially in Allegan and Van Buren counties. Long range outlook. Every Friday we get this update. Equal chance for warmer or colder temperatures in the end of January through the first 10 days of February, and an equal chance, maybe leaning a little bit higher for higher chances for less snowfall also during that 2-week period. Winter storm warning all the way through 7 p.m. on Saturday. Very windy at the lakeshore. Instead, now it's out of the northwest. Highs staying below freezing, mid-20s to near 30. Well below freezing, mid-20s up north with lots of wind and snow, and lake effect especially here from Allegan down through Kalamazoo with highs only around 24 to 29. 13 on your side forecast. Category 4 on the Winter Severity Index on Saturday, lessening to a Category 2 Sunday through Tuesday of next week. Look at those cold temperatures Sunday through Tuesday, only in the teens. We'll recover a little bit, but sub-zero wind chills early next week.